All right, we're going to continue to follow the story of Olympic gold medalist and WNBA star Brittney Griner, who is right now being held in Russia. Russian state media shared this alleged mugshot of Britney yesterday. She's holding a sign that appears to have her name on it. Now, Britney hasn't been seen since she was arrested at an airport in Moscow after authorities there claim they found cannabis oil vape cartridges in her luggage. Now, there's a change.org petition that our own Erica Cobb really put out, and our DBL people followed up. They are calling for Britney's swift and safe return. When Eric and I first looked, it was 1,000 people had signed up. It is now at nearly 45,000 people that have signed. And the woman who created the petition in the first place, a journalist, spoke about it to CNN. Take a look.
I just don't want Brittney Griner and the other people being held in Russian prisons to be lost in the narrative. I don't want time to just pass and for them to kind of fall through the cracks with all the ramifications of what's happening due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Erica, we saw a big spike of people thanks to you after you brought it to
that's not thanks to me. I'm going to be very, very clear. That woman's name is Tamron Spruill. She is a journalist. She has been working around the clock to get this information out about Brittney Griner. I just simply used what I had at that moment, which is exactly what any of you could do at home, to use what you have at that moment. It's so important that we keep Brittney Griner's name trending. Now, when I say that, I realize that there are some of you who are like, I'm not about it. I think she deserves to be there. I know that you feel that way because you've tweeted me about it. We need you too, because it turns out that the algorithm doesn't care one way or the other as long as her name is out there. Let me be very clear about something, since we want to talk about the truth factor or the belief factor in what actually went down. None of us were there when Brittney Griner was detained in Russia. However, we just had a whole lot of conversations about how Russia is not to be trusted, how they are in the middle of human rights violations, and we get this Brittney Griner story about her being detained on whatever charges, and all of a sudden what Russia has to say is gospel. Now tell me what the reason is that people would automatically believe when we haven't heard from Britney herself or anybody who has anything to say about the story on her behalf. That's problematic. A lot of you have reached out to me and said, it's not about race, it's not about her sexuality, it's not about any of those things. Well, tell me, what other triple minority have you heard from or heard about that all of a sudden a country that is committing human rights violations and murdering innocent people is believed over this woman who was detained mere days before they went to war? So I don't know for a fact, but neither do you. And the truth is that we have someone who is an American citizen who is a celebrated global citizen because she is huge in Russia, actually won a championship for them just last year, won 2 championships for the U.S., is a gold medalist, is an icon, is one of the leading players in the WNBA, and she is a human who we have not seen or heard from. And that photo, which looks like a hostage situation, is what's coming out, and people aren't talking about it. So that, to me, it's like, I already knew that people felt this way, but you're just proving it. And okay, continue to prove it, but make sure her name is trending no matter what you have to say about it, because Brittney Griner needs to return home. So sign the petition if that's on your heart. She also has a website called Power Forward. You can go there, you can purchase merch in support of her, but please, please just look at this person like an actual human being.
Beautifully said, Erica. Al, what do you want to say?
You know,
beautifully said.
I hear the passion in Erica's voice, and like, I can only speak for myself, but you know, I'm scared. I feel powerless in a situation like this. I don't, and I've said this before, we've done business with, and I get globally you have to do business with people that are unsavory, but when you do business with people like Putin, who has openly poisoned journalists for years, people have disappeared for years, and when you allow yourself to be so ingrained with a country like this, with a leader like this, this is the result of it. This is the result of empowering people that have nothing but greed and violence and death and destruction and self-enrichment on their mind and in their heart. This is why we're having this conversation, because a lot of countries have to play footsie with other countries like this because we have to, you know, have some kind of global economy. And I'm just, I'm scared and I don't know what to do, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. So the petition is a good way to start, and I'm just hoping that something can happen with this government, because I don't know what to do or where to go.
Well, one thing we can do is amplify. So on this show, we will be continuing to talk about it and giving you updates.